catching up with Dean Smith to chat about the Gavin Smith Racing Stable runners that will take part on Friday. And the yard have a busy start in race one, stepping out the three juvenile runners. Pop Chart will be having his very first start. He's out of the mare Queen of Pop. Now, she's half-sister to a very useful sprinter that the yard-trained global drummer Shockman is a gelding by Socrates, and they'll be joined by Supreme Judge, who had his first start last time out. He was very green in the running. He battled to get involved early, and Dean, you'll come on with that.
You know, it's Supreme Judge. He's a lovely colt. He's a nice-sized colt, and he's probably looking for a touch further. We're actually very disappointed with his run first time out. He was just obviously a bit more green than expected. And he's shown the national improvement back at home, and we're expecting a better run from him. We're expecting a much better run from him. And Pop Chart is a lovely horse. He's a speedy sort, and he's put up a good gallop, and he should be in the money. He should give us a very good effort. Shockman, he should need the experience. He should be green first time out.
Race 2, we'll see Sweet Cake. Now, she looked to have just needed her last, and locally she has done her best over track and trip.
I agree. She just needed her last. The 1,000 was just a run to start off from the break, and she's doing well back at home. Back to the 12, it looks like quite a competitive maiden field with all the Cape Raiders in it. So we're just hoping for a good run from her.
Bomber Bay in race 3 starts for the yard for the first time, and it looks like a case of back to basics for him as he cuts back to 1,200 metres.
And it's his work back at home. He actually shows quite a bit of pace. So we started him off fresh, and we started him off in the 1,200. And we're hoping for a better effort from him. We're hoping for a nice effort from him.
In race 4, Could It Be is another who will be starting for the yard for the first time. Now, last time out, she actually ran a fair fifth against a similar division when racing here in the Eastern Cape.
Yeah, and she ran on quite nicely. So we opted to step up to the 2,000. She ran on quite late last time out as well. And the 2,000 should be spot on for her work back at home. It's good. Expecting a nice run from her.
3 runners in race 5. Valeria's Dream showed good improvement in her last over a touch further. Jumbo Sunna, the form is definitely there to recommend, just perhaps a surface query. And Fireglow will be back off a lengthy break of roughly 10 months.
And it's Fireglow. She's back off a slight injury. She's in a good space now. She's moving sound and very happy. Obviously, just not the ideal trip for her, just a run to bring her back. Jumbo Sunna, she's a 5-time winner. She's still in the 6 to 8 divisions. And obviously, like you said, the turf is a query. Most of those wins have come on the poly, but she's an honest filly that does try, and so she must be included. Valeria's Dream, she's dropped in class. We were very happy with her run last time out over the 1,400. She went to the front, and she just got caught the last 200. So we've dropped her back down to the 12, and I'm expecting a nice competitive run. She's in a good space.
In race 6, Queen of Jazz will represent the yard in the listed feature on the afternoon, the Breeders' Guineas.
And we've thrown in the deep end. We've been wanting to step up to the 14s, and we had in a race 2 weeks ago, and then we had to take out due to a temperature. But we've stepped up to the mile. We've thrown in the deep end, and we're going to try to see what she's got.
In race 7, our poster boy is going to be in action, and that's Cheeky Laddie. Now, last time out on local debut, he did well to place on Polly, which he tried for the first time, and I'm looking forward to seeing him on the Fairview turf for the first time on Friday. He'll be joined by William I, who's in solid form.
And it's Cheeky Laddie. Obviously, the Polly didn't suit him. He didn't really show what he shows at home. Those gates are open, and he doesn't really travel too much. But the long shade turf should suit him. He ran on quite nicely, expecting a nice competitive effort from him. As well as William I. We stepped him up from the 12 to the mile last time, and he loved it. And this is a 14 turf also with the long straight, expecting another competitive effort from both of them.
And closing for the Yardi, Gugulethu will be having his peak run. And Globe Tonic, he ran a good race last time out when, following his 5th career win, he held form to place.
And it's Gugulethu as well. We've stepped him up to the 14. He used to run on late. Last time he travelled quite hard, and we've taken everything off. We're also starting a little bit from scratch. He's been jumping slow and then pulling hard in the race. So we've taken everything off, and we're hoping for a nice run from him. Globe Tonic as well. He steps up. I think it's his first time going the 14 turf. He won a nice race over the 14 poly, and we're just hoping for a good run from him.
The yard step out a solid card of runners. Make sure you keep your eye on them.